Good morning. It is still morning, isn't it? Yes. Great morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great day so far. Maybe you're just getting up. Maybe you've been up for a while. Maybe it's afternoon, depending on what part of the world you are finding this video or hearing this video. And just a simple message today in that feeling great is not something that you wait for, and it's something that is as simple as a now or a today thing. And I just want to talk a little bit about that, just a quick message today, and just to maybe get realigned and to think about the things that matter most. It's like the obvious things can escape us, those common sense things that we know. A lot of times there's nothing new that you're learning here. There's nothing new that really I'm giving you. It's just reminding you of things that you already know and just helping you get reconnected to them and to help you practice them more consistently. At least that's what it does for me. A lot of this is stuff I know. It's just a question of what you know and what you do. It's bridging the gap between those two things. Can you bridge the gap between what you know and what you do? Think about those great things that you know. All those wonderful things that you've learned over the years. Just think about those things that you've learned. Think about all the great things that you've learned. What's one great thing that maybe you've learned and you know? But because a lot of this information you know, and I think when I do these videos, I realize that you know this information. Most of you know it, you've heard it before, and it's really about, it is gaining new information for sure, but I think the hard work is going back to the information that we already know, being willing to go back and revisit that and not just think, oh, we know it, I know that. It's really to question and say, are we doing those things? And today's just a simple thing that I wanted to just kind of roll out to you, and maybe you have something to add. Maybe there's a great thing that you know and you are doing. Maybe there's a great thing that's been on your heart and your mind that you are not doing. So maybe it's time to revisit that. Maybe that's a good thing, a good message today. So hello everyone, good morning. Good morning. It's about 10:10 Eastern Standard Time for me. What time is it for you? Are you in Eastern time zone? Where are you? Where do you find yourself? And I always say, I check these videos, always check in with you. Check in with how you currently feel. What is your current state of mind? What is your current state of mind? Are you excited? Are you eagerly anticipating something today? Maybe you're already into your day, perhaps. Anyway, it's a great day here. I'm just getting out and enjoying it. And I just want to talk to you about this quick message about that feeling great isn't something you wait for. It's something that is right at your fingertips. It's right now. And it took me sometimes it does take us a long time to go back and master the simple things, and because of brain, we have complex brains. We think we know the answers, and sure enough, as I say things, and your brain might go, I know that stuff, and we do. But I think the great equalizer is to bridge the gap between what you know and what you do, and to make a clean integrity that the things that you know you're doing. It's just that simple. This stuff's not rocket science. There's nothing new under the sun, right? There's just maybe new ways of rolling it out, and someone's energy, the way they deliver something, the way they deliver a message is so important. It's what you feel. How do you feel? But today, just a quick thing to really feel great. What can you do to feel great? Maybe you can't feel great, but this is a step you can do today. And it's conscious, and you know it, but it's something that you can do today. And that is take time, carve out time for you. Carve out time for you with no expectation. The only expectation is to just be. Just to carve out a window of time. Maybe it's a walk. Maybe it's just sitting quietly in nature. Maybe it's walking through the mall. I don't know. It really is whatever you want it to be. And I just feel like, and you may think it can't be that simple. There's more, because our brains are complex, and we want to find complex answers. We want to find there's more information. There's other things I got to learn. But I liken this to the compound effect, that if you know about compounding interest, you take dollars and cents and you use compound interest, how much it grows over time. But think about today, and think about starting a new discipline, a new activity of carving out time for you. And just for you, with the only expectation is to just be, like, not to think about your to-do list. The distractions never stop. The distractions always come at us, whether they're external, whether they're internal. A lot of times the distractions are internal. They're coming from inside of our own head. They're constant. They are never stopping. So if you can take time, there's a much more powerful part of your brain that's there. But if you're always living in the conscious mind and the thought machine that just never stops, and the thing is, I guess the thing is to say that most of us are addicted to thinking, and it's the thinking that we already know. And if you're constantly just allowing old thoughts to come up and resurface, you're not making room for something new. And the way we make room for something new is we just get out and we just create space to just be. Whether it's in nature, which is where I find myself today, or it's, I don't know, maybe go into a park sitting in a car, maybe it's just a walk in your neighborhood, just to take some time, just to empty the mind, and not just do it once, but to start a new habit, a new daily discipline. It's something that can change your life. And I believe that there's inspiration out in nature, that when you can get free, you can get yourself out into an open space. It's something as just as simple as that, as creating a consistent way to get out into nature, that there's an opening. There's an opening that's created between the mind and the body, and that the constant thoughts that come rolling in, they never stop, that you can create some type of opening for something new to show up, some new distinction, some new idea. I guess I believe that small, minor shifts create major change down the road, and we tend to overlook the minor shifts. We tend to overlook the minor things, and we get caught up in other things. But the minor shift, could you focus on a minor shift today and realize that great is not something you wait for, that greatness starts right now. It starts in the micro moment of what you're doing, what you're thinking. Are you carving out some time just to be? And you can hear the birds chirping. Yeah, it's beautiful here, and it doesn't really take much. I don't know about you. It doesn't take much for me. Thank God I've worked on this over time, because I was just addicted to thinking, and thoughts just never stop, and most of the thoughts aren't good. The research tells us that most of the thoughts that run through our mind they're not good thoughts. And when you're not thinking good thoughts, it ends up in your body. So there's a connection, and it ends up in your nervous system, and then you end up stressed, and you don't realize it. It's like fish discover water last. If you are in it, and you are in this pressure cooker, it starts to become normalized for you, and then you become adaptable. You become survival. You start to live in survival mode, and where you're just constantly fight or flight. You might be cynical. You might be cynical of your neighbor. You might be cynical of the government, and it just, I know it can spiral off. And this is the way most people live, and it's in their nervous system. It's in their body. And the way to create a change is to create an opening. And you may think it's a major thing. Everybody, the complex brain wants to think that it's some major thing that has to happen, or there's some magic bullet. And to me, I liken it, like I said earlier, to compounding interest, in that when you get yourself out in nature, you carve out time to step away from your thinking, you're creating an opening. But when you do the right thing, it may not, it may not be like a miracle. It could be, it's possible, but just consistently carving out time for yourself, creating an opening, builds that compound interest in you, and it opens you up to the great, because great is not an outside thing. It's something that is cultivated from within, but it's taken time, because the bigger part of the brain, or the more powerful part of the brain, is sitting there, but your conscious mind is wreaking havoc. It's always drumming up thoughts to keep you where you are. So can you take some time today? Can you join me? Maybe just enjoy the space and create an opening. Just to create a small opening, just a small opening today, a separation from your mind, the thinking that constantly comes in every day. Research tells us that we think the same thoughts every day, or most of them, and those thoughts they end up in our body, they end up in our nervous system, and it creates repetition of the same day. Most people are living the same day over and over and over again. If you don't like the day that you're living, why not open up space to create something new? Where does it stop? I mean, it has to happen. There has to be some kind of an opening. And to me, you're getting out in nature and carving out time, creating, I don't care if it's 10 minutes, and you may have a family, and you're like, I have children, it's very difficult for me, because when you have children, it's constant. It's very difficult to create time, or, you're in a season of life where it's really busy, and it's really, but what's the smallest window of time you could create just to get away, and maybe just to breathe, and to create an opening, and to create some space? So do that today, and you may just find something great there, and then you can start a new daily discipline. And I'm telling you, it's the compound effect. And when you do this consistently, it's amazing, the openings and the distinctions and the insights and even the spirituality that can be opened up to you. And that's the gift. I was thinking this morning that right now, like this moment is the gift. This is the gift, but because the moment is ever pressing, it's always there, we kind of can devalue what's always there, thinking that it's somewhere else. It's over there, it's down there, it's the next achievement, it's the next relationship, it's getting out of this relationship, it's quitting this job and getting into that job. And no, the gift is cultivated. It's right now. I was talking to somebody last night, or I was saying, change is a now thing. It's not a next week. It's not a tomorrow. It's a right now type of a proposition. However small, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be major. It starts in a micro moment, in an instant, and that's where we start it, and that's where we cultivate it. So I'm working on this with you. I'm cultivating this with you. That's why I'm out here today, and I just took some time, about an hour, to get out and just separate from my thinking, just to be in nature and to be in a beautiful space. And I think I'm going to start doing more with the idea of nature and the power of it, and how it creates opening in us, and it opens us up to new things. So have an outstanding day. Be willing to create that opening. Be willing to realize that you might just find some great things there. It's something that's outside. It's something that is inside. It's carving out that small window of time for you, and then maybe starting today and doing it tomorrow. And these things you already know, like I said in the beginning, you might already know this, but are you doing it? This is an invitation to reconnect and do it. So God bless you guys. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.